Dennis, clear this up. Did you talk to Portia about working with Drew?
We had a small conversation, but, you know, I talked to Ralph first.
Are you saying you asked me?
I want to know that. Okay. I really want to know that.
Drew had mentioned that you was trying to holler at her, too.
I never.
Oh, what? Wait! Huh?
Like, try to do the right thing. You come here, you got dressed up and you're all white. You get your Beijing.
This is how you saw it on TV.
It was cringy, but it didn't piss me off. But the way I had been told you said it did piss me off. I'm cool with it. I'm gonna mind my business.
Yeah.
Why did you set up Portia to meet with Ralph to get back at Drew? You don't like her calling you a lapdog, but that was lapdog behavior.
Clock that T.
Clock it.
Clock that T.
Clock it.
Clock that T.
It was. I mean, hell, she done called me a lapdog the whole season. So it's like, okay, well, let me act like one.
Are you really okay? Are you?
Me, I just feel like I'm being a loyal friend, like you were to her. No, but I'm too big to say anybody that.
What's up, y'all? It's Brian Keith, and I'm back with another video. And today, we're going to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 16, Reunion Part 3. It is done. I'm about to give my thoughts on how I feel about the whole entire reunion as a whole, and season at that. But there were a lot of things that I did not like, particularly in this part. When they brought the men out, that I just found so funny. People were vindicated, people looked like liars. And then after the reunion, everything is said and done, Shamia, we're gonna have to talk because it's not making sense. But y'all, like, comment, subscribe, let's get into the video.
I want my 20%, bitch.
Yeah, let me check my shit real quick. Hotter than the fire coming out my flame. And if you wanna play with me, you can't play in me. On the playground, bitch, you can't play with me. Got it, won it, securing the bag.
So I watched the reunion twice, and to be honest, there were points where I was like, okay, I'm getting kind of bored. I'm not gonna hold you. But it starts where it left off, and where it left off, I'm not condoning any type of violence, but if violence would have occurred, I would have understood. I get both point of views with Portia and Shamia. Shamia's like, why you want to argue with me? Portia was like, because you're lying. And then Shamia's like, you have lied too. And she was like, why are you bringing up my mother?
What have I lied about? You posted about my mom, saying she did something egregious to your mom. She absolutely did. First of all, why are you even bringing up my mom?
What did she do?
I've never. And anytime.
And Portia's like, I'm bringing up your mother because she did do something egregious to my mom. I think the part is, why are we bringing up mothers? Because we already know that that is a lot of people's hotspot, no-go zone. So if that is someone's no-go zone, and that is particularly my no-go zone, like, I don't know why you would want to provoke Shamia in that moment, because Portia's doing a lot of, she's giggly, just Portia knows that Shamia is looking a fool. And Portia knows that, okay, I got Shamia. Boom, she done. So you have to look at some of her mannerisms that she did. When Andy asked a question, she has a delayed, oh yeah, I take her apology. I'm like, girl. But Shamia's not quick on her feet. Not at all. I think when it comes to the reunions, Shamia's performance has been one of the most probably disappointing. Shit, at this point, we could have had Kim Fields. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like with Shamia, yeah, mother shit had got brought up. And then when Portia kept on divulging more information about the daycare and how the daycare went to foreclosure, and they found out who took the daycare was Shamia's mother.
Her location was going under foreclosure, and her mom went behind my mom's back, and she bought it as soon as it went on foreclosure.
Allegedly, and that's how they found out when, you know, the signs were being changed when they drove by. You know, it's two things to that. Yeah, it can be sucky because you're just like, yeah, you know, this was my pride and joy, my daycare. But on the other hand, or the caveat to that is, why the fuck were you paying your bills? But to each his own. People go through hardship, people go through hard times. But to bring it up to this platform and to bring it up for public consumption and for us to give our opinion, because now I can give my opinion because you brought it up, Portia. So yeah, it can be grimy. If everything that Portia said is true, but right now it's alleged, but if everything was true, yeah, I mean, it could be kind of fucked up. But you didn't pay your bills.
We weren't talking for years prior to my mom buying that business. Absolutely not true. You're lying right now. They were not talking for some other stuff that happened that I don't want to speak on.
So it is what it is. But my whole thing with Shamia is the fact that you allowed Portia to put out a narrative about your mother and did not defend it, and you just backed down. That is the problem. That is the sole problem with Shamia, is that you let people play in your face. And I feel like one of the biggest downfalls for you was ever becoming friends with Portia, because Portia is a girl that takes up space. Portia is a girl that gets the light and it comes to her. And I feel like Shamia is that type of girl too. But Shamia, you give your light to Portia, or you give your light out to other people. When I feel like at times you need to seize the moment and seize your own light. But you give it like how it's like the saying, I pour my cup into you. If I have it to give, I'll pour my cup. But it's like, Shamia, your cup is half full, but you're still giving out water out your cup. Like, I don't know. I'm just very disappointed in Shamia.
My friendship problems with Portia to these ladies.
Okay.
Why? Because I wish I had a third party there. I wish I had somebody on my side. Y'all said.
And then with Portia, girl, I would never want to be friends with you. Let me correct this, because you just never know, girl. But the TV show Portia, that the character that they're crafting, I don't like that character with Portia, but it is what it is. They speed along, and you know, we talk about Drew and Drew potentially having a girlfriend or boyfriend, Ty, black. So this bled into Basketball Wives as well, because we already know that Ming was filming on Real Housewives of Atlanta and then went to Basketball Wives. So the whole thing bled over there, and it is fishy. The way that Drew answers the question, she doesn't really directly answer the question. She gets like, no, that's just my friend. Like, we do talk a lot, but that's what friends do. And friends do that. Like, I've talked to some of my friends for hours on end. Like once a week, twice a week. Like, girl, like, get 3 hours on the phone, girl. You'll be here driving, come home, cleaning. Like, that's just how some friends do. Some friends don't. Like, you just have those friends that you talk to all the time. But we know, we heard those rumors about Ty and Drew. You know, Drew, wanted to take about the Hello Kitty, but she's saying that she's strictly dickly cool. Portia's bringing up Black. She's like, okay, what about Black? What about Black? She was like, Black is just a friend, but here's some of his vapes or his like portable hookah things. So they're like, oh, okay, you're promoting him. It do give Drew, might be, but she say no. I don't know. There's times, like I said, there's times that I believe Drew, and there's times I'm just like, Drew, you just the way you respond to stuff make it sound like you're lying, right?
From DC said, Shamia, why was it okay for you to twist Drew's words regarding Pilar, but Angela was held to a higher standard?
Bring up the whole thing about Pilar's college fund, whatever. My whole thing is, like I said in my video, I thought Drew was over here being shady as fuck, because there was no reason for you to bring up Pilar in the first place. Why bring up her daughter?
Should have set up. That's gonna pay for PJ's whole college. Now I do know PJ's college has already been paid for.
And I mean, the album was good, girl, so I can't even talk shit. But there was no reason for you to bring up her daughter in any regard. So it was just crazy for you to go that route and just be like, oh, yeah, this could pay for her whole college. Like, girl, you shouldn't even have said it. I do feel like the way Shamia did bring it back was a little bit antagonistic. Like, oh, this is what she said about her. She said she could pay for your daughter's college when they're over here at the strip club. So I can see why Portia was a little bit up on 10. But Shamia was like, well, you know what? I should just mind my business. Next time, I'm going to mind my business.
But the way I had been told you said it, it did piss me off originally.
Okay, so then,
and it was going to draw
you know
bigger
what?
waves between us, honestly.
I should mind my business and keep my mouth closed.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, you should have mind your fucking business. That's what you should have did, Shamia. Instead of being on Portia's lap like a motherfucking lapdog, you should have mind your fucking business. But you didn't. So she was like, yeah, I wanted to show y'all that I'm going to be a lapdog. No. You don't have to show us, girl. We got years of evidence of you being that. We got years of evidence of you being that. You ain't got to show shit. We already know what you want to do. You didn't show us nothing. That's just how you act.
The whole season. So it's like, okay, well, let me act like one. I mean, initially it was like I'm being a loyal friend, like you were to her.
No, but I'm too big to say anybody that.
But my thing with Shamia is the fact, girl, I get y'all are doing the trash, but goddamn, what is in there? I feel like her and Portia are going to make headway next season if Shamia returns. But I just don't want her, like, girl, speak up for yourself and don't let Portia get away with the shit that she do. Because Portia's like, you use the fans. Girl, she didn't have to use shit. We made up our own mind. We saw how you treated her. Talking about, oh, this is Drew. This is not. Like, girl, you were a hater. Like, period, point blank. We should have talked about that. That's what you should have talked about, Andy, about all the times that Portia was being a hater. But I get y'all trying to protect her. So it is what it is. I'm not mad. My whole thing with Shamia, I just wanted her to stand in her shit. Like, you were talking shit about Portia. Yes, fine. What you should have said was, this is how I feel. I wasn't over it. And when she kept doing subtle little things and digs toward me, it reopened that wound. And I just can't get over it. And I should have came to you and talked to you about it, but I did it. And at the end of the day, I wasn't going to, because I didn't feel like doing that in the moment. But I'm talking to you now. I didn't like the fact that you came late to my birthday party and you used the excuse of all the shit you going through. I didn't like the fact that you shaded my motherfucking music when you know my singing voice that we sung together. Like, don't do shit like that. You know I sound like Kelly Rowland. But Shamia's just, I hate to say it, at this moment I just feel like Shamia's a flop. They also bring up Drew, Shamia and Portia meeting with Ralph.
With Ralph, is that hypocritical when Portia felt it was wrong for you to shoot with Dennis?
You sat there and Kiki with someone who is publicly humiliating me.
And Drew, I'm looking at you because you should have been a little bit 20 on 10. Like, when y'all want to be on 10, I'm going to be on 20. Because if that was me and I get married and Lord forbid I get a divorce, it will be sick to have someone that I am beefing with in the moment go to that husband and then want to talk shit and gather information about me. Portia, you were dead motherfucking wrong. Because you said, oh, well, it's an eye for an eye. It's not an eye for a motherfucking eye, because Drew was over here working with Ralph and put out a product with Ralph. Portia, you went there to seek information about Ralph. And Shamia, you should have got slapped in the face. I don't condone violence, but you should have. Because why in the fuck will you set this up? Like, I want to set this up because at the end of the day, Portia should get the opportunity to get her lip back. Girl, what? Like, getting her lip back was like if she would have went on the podcast with Ralph or put out something, girl. Like, that didn't do shit. Like, I don't got time. So I just wanted Drew to really, 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 really hold their feet to the fire, because that was dead ass wrong. Like, dead ass wrong. Because y'all didn't have a casual conversation about just random shit. Y'all was particularly talking about Drew, if she was dating someone, if she was fucking on someone, and if she was talking to Ty.
Oh, because I cried to you about how Ralph left me. I thought it was fake, Drew. You're not even using your brain, because I called you and I can't keep up with the lies.
So all the men come out. Well, majority of the men come out. They go down the line like, hello everybody, how you doing? Woo woo woo. Ralph is there over here showing all motherfucking 48, and I know we don't got 48 teeth, but girl, he was all the way in the back. He was all the way back there. I'm like, nigga, like, I get it. The fuck?
That your mom needed to watch her mouth? Because after your dad's death, she spent all his money and Ralph had to bail her out.
These men, now they get disrespectful.
And then you got Dennis. Dennis is there supporting Portia. Portia's real giddy with Dennis. Then we have Gerald's not there, and she means like, Gerald's with the kids. He was like, well, is he not going to here to support you? She was like, he's supporting me. He brought me flowers. It's just not his thing. Then we get to Charles. Caught it. Charles was like, thank you, Charles. The enforcer is here. He was like, yep, I'm here to support my wife. I said, caught it.
Actually, I mean, you showed up for her over and over.
I'm her husband, and I fought to have her back and through thick and thin. So yeah. It is what it is.
Shay, because it's just like, regardless of if this is your thing or not, you still sign up to be on the show and be filmed. And I would think that you at least want to show up to support your wife, especially on a day like the reunion day. Reunion days are like mad day. Bitch, you about to over here get shots from this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. So it's like, you will think that you will have your protector, your other half, your confidant, someone that you trust the most there to see this thing through with you. But no. So, we all opened up the situation about Dennis. Did we know Dennis was working with Drew? Dennis was like, yeah, I had a casual, small conversation with Portia. Nothing too crazy. We just talked about da da da. She was like, oh, you told me that you were working with Drew? And then Drew was like, you told me that y'all were working, that you told her you had the conversation. He was like, yeah, we had a small conversation, but I feel like the woman part, that should have been left up to you. Dennis, what? Because now you look like a motherfucking liar. Because what are you talking about?
We had a small conversation, but, I talked to Ralph first because that's my brother. So I would assume that Drew would handle the woman's side.
Are you saying you asked me?
Portia was like, you never told me that y'all were working together. You never told me. So now he got Portia and Drew over here beefing for no goddamn reason. Drew vindicated on that, number one. And actually, Portia vindicated. Dennis is a liar. Cool. Then they go to, did you say you wanted to fuck Drew or Drew wanted to fuck you? He was like, that's not what the text message said. She said, well, that's what I saw. And Ralph was like, well, that's what I saw from the text message too. And Drew was like, I never said that I wanted to sleep with you ever. It was definitely a business relationship. That would never happen. He was like, yeah, that never happened. Like that's not what I said. And then Portia was like, well, why did you text me that? He was like, well, that's not what happened. I'm like, the lying. Lies.
The lies.
For the record, was not. So he's denying it now. Okay.
Like, Ralph is my friend in real life. So to even insinuate a relationship outside of music is ridiculous.
Then we get on Ralph. Ralph and Drew's situation. Oh, my God. Ralph is over here taking digs at Drew. He talks about her mother. He talking about she need to watch her mouth. Like, a lot of stuff that Ralph be doing.
That you was trying to holler at her too.
I never.
I promise on everything.
And start your line.
And then want to say, this is the mother of my child, my kids. Like, I love Drew. I love Drew. I just hate the way that the place that we're in. Sir, 5 minutes before you said that, you were like, oh yeah, I was here feeding you steak and you would call me daddy off camera, all this stuff off camera. He loved to say the stuff that you do off camera is so different than on camera. You're still trying to allude to the fact that something's going on with Drew to make her look like a liar. And my whole thing is, like Drew said, who was the woman that went to the house? Who was the woman that came to the house? He was like, oh, she didn't come to the house. She didn't come to the house. She was like, but it's on camera. He said she came to the house, but she didn't go inside. She was like, this woman confronted me. And we didn't even get the full storyline on that. Like, what do you mean the woman confronted you? Like he never wanted to talk about that. And then he bring up, well, Drew, at the end of the day, I love you. I have love for you. Blah, blah, blah. I hate that we're in this spot.
You do the right thing. You come here, you got dressed up in your all white. You get your Beijing. You want to come for the cameras. And every time you come here, you do the same thing. You lie.
Bitch, if you love her so motherfucking much and you love your kids so motherfucking much, then like I said before, why are you online doing this motherfucking tour talking about their mother? You talk about Drew dirty every time. You go on any type of show that can give you some type of notoriety so you can boost your fame up off the back of Drew. You seem like a leech and you seem like an opportunist that you're over here using that opportunity of the Real Housewives to get confessionals, to get glam, to get Beijing, to get your beard done, to, do all of that just off of the back of Drew Sidor. So at the end of the day, whatever success Ralph gets, thank Drew. Then we go over to, Charles and Angela.
A lot of the ladies mentioned that they didn't know that you were married. Were you hiding that you had a wife?
No, I wasn't hiding. I don't know who married neither.
So Angela's already seemed a little bashful when they introduced Charles. She was like, oh my God, this is going. So we get into the lore of Wendy Williams misinterpreting what Angela's saying. Angela's like, I went to Wendy Williams. I told her about, he had a baby on you, but, it's not the end all be all, girl, da, da. First of all, Angela, mind your business. Like, girl, obviously, Wendy probably didn't want to hear that at that time. 2, we get that it was about her other baby daddy. We get that. Charles was like, yeah, Wendy, she invited me to have wine with her plenty of times. Like, and then Angela's like, yeah, she outshot on a date. He was like, no, just to go back to her house and have wine. She's like, so is that not a date? He was like, she asked me to go for wine. I like wine. She's like, oh my God, is that not a date? So you're saying you will go on a date with Wendy? He was like, whatever you call it. I mean, I'm going to drink some wine. I'm just like, I'm like, Angela, I feel like I said before, I feel like I know this couple because I see this couple in my own family. So it's just like, I get it. Like, he is probably affectionate outside, like behind closed doors, but off the camera or on the camera, he's not gonna be super huggy-duggy because they feel like he's putting on an act.
I said a date. I get it, but that's not what I'm asking you. I said, would you go on a date?
I said I would have had a glass of wine with her.
Is that a date?
Whatever you want to call it.
And it's just like, I don't need to put on no, I love you, this is me, you're gonna get it or take it, blah blah blah. So they talked about Madison Square Garden after he crashed out, and basically said that, you know, his ego was bruised, so he was out here in the streets of the women doing a lot of stuff. So she was like, we did stay separately, you know, we can't find a way back to each other, but that's just what it was. So I was like, cool, you know, I'm happy that they're being open and honest about this. So Andy asked the question, like, you know, how do you feel about a lot of people saying that they knew you, but they didn't know that you were married? And Angela's just like, yeah, you know, about that, it was a dig. It was very much a dig. And Shamia was like, well, I knew you through the sports work. I commentated, but he was like, girl, I don't know you.
At Nick's wedding?
No.
And
You didn't meet me. I was there. That's not meeting me.
She was like, no, we were at Dee's you know, wedding. He was like, I don't know you. So we see the pictures of Gerald and Charles, but I didn't see a picture with Shamia and Charles. So I was just like, I mean, I get what she's saying. Like, girl, I know by way of you, like, we're in the rooms, like, we're in the same room, cool. But it's like, have I introduced, shook your hand, said, hi, my name is da-da-da-da. I don't think that had happened. Same thing with Phaedra. Phaedra was like, yeah, you know, I haven't seen you in 10 years, but we were in the same rooms. He was like, okay, we could be in the same room. Don't mean I've introduced myself to you. Like, I didn't know of you, so it is what it is.
Phaedra?
Well, I know. I've been in several rooms with him.
Okay, that's not meeting me, though.
But with that being said, y'all were over here being shady as fuck, bringing up this man's name to shade Angela. Phaedra, you came on shading Angela. So Angela just upped the ante and made up this whole thing on you, girl. That's how I feel. So it's just one of those things where it's just like, y'all were trying to be funny, and it's never fun when the rabbit got the gun. So now that Charles over here got the ammo, he said, okay, where are y'all husband at? Lonely?
I'm the only husband here.
You are.
Where your husband's at?
Yeah.
Where your husband?
Charles at home.
I'm just saying.
Where he at? Lonely? So I'm just like, it's never fun when the rabbit got the gun. So yeah, keep it cute. After that, you know, the men were excused, and it was what it was. They all reflect on their journey and their time on this season. And everybody said, like, you know, I'm happy that I'm in a good place with Portia and this and the third, blah, 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 blah. Cool.
Drew, I'm happy that tonight you're ending the season in a better place with Portia. I have to assume.
Shamia and Portia, they hope that they can find a way back to each other. For me, I feel like there was so much damage that was done behind closed doors throughout the years. For me, I feel like this is the straw that broke the camel's back, and their friendship should be done. Honestly, I feel like Shamia has held so much in that she has not said, and she just ate. I feel like Shamia is such a gorgeous, talented, successful woman. For her to ever reduce herself down to be Portia's friend is crazy to me. Portia, as beautiful and stunning as she is literally legacy. You know, Hosea Williams, right? His granddaughter didn't even know the Underground Railroad, right? These are certain things where it's just like, I feel like Shamia has literally is the quintessential housewife.
Be more open about my feelings. It's been an incredible journey, and I pray that moving forward, I can build alliances with all of the ladies.
But by wanting to chase and hide in Portia's shadow, you are a flop at this point. And hopefully next season you can stand for yourself and stand up for yourself. But the thing that I don't like about Shamia is that you then go onto YouTube and do
I'm sorry to all my cast members. This was such a...
I'm sorry if I've ever offended you, if I've made you feel less than, inferior. if
you're still doing it, which is why I don't have hope for Shamia, because girl, I'm not apologizing for shit I said or how the fuck I feel. If you bitches don't like what I said what the fuck I said. It is not motherfucking changing. So I don't give a fuck about how y'all feel, because y'all didn't give a fuck about mine. Y'all tore me up at this reunion, so I said what the fuck I said. And I'll see y'all next week when we start filming. Like, that's the energy you should have had, Shamia, because these girls ran you bobless, girl. They was over here plucking at that over 12-piece bob, girl. You shouldn't have gave them not a goddamn thing. For you to apologize is crazy. And it makes us look like, again, you're watering down how you feel. Stand in the fuck how you feel. We get it. These bitches look charming for you. So stand in how you feel. Shit. But other than that, I give this season of Atlanta a 7. Solid 7. I think this was enjoyable to watch. There were times where I was just like, it doesn't make sense. I think the biggest error for this season was the production and producers. Leaving stuff out, cutting stuff out, not inviting people to the reunion. The lack of investigation of Brit and vetting of Brit was crazy. So yeah, I'm still blaming production. But y'all, let me know what you guys think about the season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 16. Like I said, I give it a 7. It's a solid 7. But y'all, like, comment, subscribe. I'm ready for Potomac and Salt Lake City. But y'all, see y'all in the next video. Peace.
Brian Keith, LG, Black Butte. Bet you didn't know we the Holy Trinity. Now let a God stop a y'all and break your head here. Step into the room and get up in the bed. It tastes sweet, that's cause I'm good. It tastes sour cause I'm better than the hood. Cause I get you hyper when I'm running all around, cause I excite ya. Let me talk real quick. You can't even get with the shit. You wanna go toe to toe with my flow? The sour candy all I really asking for. Now I got to go. Got